Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Alternative Jargon episode number 18. As promised at the end of last week's episode, got a couple more guests on the show today. I'd like to introduce you. On your right is Tyler J. Weinhofer, well known around these parts. And closest to me here is Collin, Sanford, also known for some things around these parts in this neck of the woods. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Doing?
Yeah, thanks. Glad to be here. Always dreamed of this.
I know it keeps you up at night since, you probably lost sleep before tonight. It was like last night was like Christmas
No, I
Eve.
slept like a baby.
Honestly, it was for me. I'm excited for it.
I know. And you had a little plug you wanted to do a plug?
Yeah, we have a sponsorship for this episode, Keystone Light, the most refreshing beer that you can get in Pennsylvania. Do you not agree?
Yeah, whatever you say.
Fucking better. They sponsored this fucking episode.
Yeah, excuse me. They paid us good money to plug them, so we can cut that.
It's kind of...
No, I'm leaving that in. Yeah.
This part too.
Yeah, this is a director's cut, so...
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, the COVID pandemic is ramping up again, so if you guys are really excited to lock down again, start testing, start wearing masks like it's Halloween.
Well, we know that he's excited.
Yeah, we know he is.
We know that he's been anticipating, waiting in his little hole of a room, waiting for the mask to come back, of course.
Shout out to COVID for tuning in again, possibly for this episode.
Yeah.
I know they were on the last time. You guys had a guest with Garrett.
Yeah,
Max,
COVID really likes the guest episodes because then it can spread in the studio.
Yeah, it probably ain't spreading too far, though, with the couple of viewers. But you never know. Has to start somewhere. So
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with an inch or two.
An inch is a lot.
Yeah. Actually, if you pan the camera up, you'll see Tyler's Biden 2020 flag. He was very adamant about about COVID, very adamant about many things. We love all backgrounds on this show, so...
Oh, yeah. All of them.
All of them, yeah. But we like to pick on him, and he likes to pick on us.
Got the chase. Let's go. What are you trying to get at here?
We love all backgrounds.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Yeah. So, we got...
We need to dive into something, bro.
Baby, you're the host.
I know, bro.
Ask some questions.
I'm ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to... No.
Oh,
So,
man.
I'll start with you, because I know you got stuff you want to talk about, but...
You're going to start with me?
Yeah.
Obviously you'd start with me.
Yeah.
You wouldn't start with that kid.
Yeah.
That'd be a worse decision. Anyway.
Well, I want him to get settled into the couch, because I know it's so uncomfortable for him.
It is.
Yeah.
So...
Hopefully he doesn't treat this couch like the futon. Or else we'll have a crater in it.
Yeah. We had a futon last year, and we got it for free from what? It was your old sister? It was your sister?
It was the side of the road.
Pretty much. We don't know what things happened on that futon. Probably infested with some type of flesh-eating bacteria, but nonetheless, we used it. Yeah.
Oh, those are starting to come around more nowadays. I guess. Now that they don't have COVID to talk about.
Well, maybe it's coming from the tumor chickens.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get me started on those.
Yeah.
Well, it's not your
Well,
turn.
I am getting you started.
Oh,
It's not your turn yet, bud.
Well, I thought we were starting with him.
We're starting with me. I've made multiple appearances on this. I'm on the deleted episodes of this channel before it turned to, or maybe that was your other channel. I don't know, but
You
I
have
look
never
familiar. I am.
been associated with this podcast ever.
Well, yeah, but I'm associated with the your other YouTube account.
Yeah.
That there's lost episodes.
Yeah.
I kind of am the main star on that one. You know.
You did, yeah. You were kind of the.
I'm part of every. Like I was the main star in the mullet video. If anybody ever saw that, shout out to you. What was that movie you shot?
My project, my
yeah,
30
I
minute.
was tied up.
Yeah.
I actually recorded some of that, specifically the part where he was tied up. I was actually the one that tied him up with toilet paper.
Well, the
Also-
unfortunate thing is no one will ever see that video because I used every copyright song in the book.
Yeah.
That will never see the light of day. I had to like sell my soul to the devil to turn that thing in.
Yeah.
Because it's like a 10 gigabyte project and you can't email that to yourself, and I couldn't even upload it online to turn it in.
Yeah.
I don't even remember how I did it.
It's pirated on my computer. So
Yeah. I think I'm gonna bring it out on DVD here soon.
It's gonna get leaked in a couple of years.
Yeah. But Tyler, the floor is yours.
Yeah. I mean,
Anything interesting you want to talk about?
not really.
Well, there you have it. Not an interesting guy. Nothing to talk about.
All right, we will see you next week, guys.
I'm just used to talking about, like anything I'd say they'd probably disagree with me with, so I don't really, I just kind of want to play off what you guys
It
have
usually
to say.
It usually happens when you're wrong, man. Usually when you're wrong, someone will disagree with you. So like when you're usually wrong.
No, people will think I'm wrong. They just want to think I'm wrong because
No, what you do is you start an argument that you know is wrong and keep digging the hole, and then
No.
you egg it on,
No.
and 3 hours
Fake
later
news.
you go,
Fake news.
yeah, you were probably right.
I was just teasing you. Come on.
Yeah, can we talk about the tumor chickens? This
Yeah.
guy has nothing.
All right, well,
I thought you were going to hit me with a question.
what does he have to ask you?
I don't know.
I already know everything.
I'm the guest.
So basically, what the tumor chicken is so the FDA approved basically using cancer cells to accelerate chicken growth. And then basically that chicken growth causes the breasts of the chicken to beef up. So there's more meat, but it's grown from cancer cells. So it's technically a large tumor that is replicating like the flesh of the chicken.
So
when
do they only use it on breasts?
I'm sure it probably beefs up their thighs and the wings. And
So what you're saying is the Kardashians are already looking into this tech for use on themselves?
They probably already have. Their asses are probably growing day by day at this very moment.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They've been doing this for a while now, though. Like, chickens have been genetically
But
modified.
it wasn't approved by the FDA until just recently.
But what does it matter if it's approved or not? It's
Because
still
if it
happening.
has
Are
to
you
be,
eating
it has
cancer
to,
then?
you're technically, you can't get cancer from eating a tumor. Because it's not like a virus where it's like contagious, where...
So what do they do with all the tumors they cut out of people? Is that like in McDonald's?
Who knows?
chicken
Probably
nuggets?
feeding the chickens.
Either... Well, the hospitals will probably tell you that they burn them, but I guarantee you they're probably selling some shit to somebody.
Who's buying a tumor?
I don't know. Some people...
There's a use for it all.
People buy body parts on the dark web for whatever reason, so why not a tumor? Like,
I know a body part you'd probably buy on the dark web.
What?
I'm not going to say it.
What would it be? This is a PG show.
if I could get an extra arm and like get it attached where it could move, I'd want that.
That's what I was going to say.
Well, I already got one with it.
Well, I thought you... No, you have a third leg. Is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about?
No,
Yeah.
he's a third arm.
Oh,
I could do reps and shit. You know?
okay.
Kind of like that one Family Guy episode with Quagmire,
Oh yeah.
where he's lifting the weights.
Yeah. It's like 1, 2, 3. Hold on. Come on, get up.
Every time I think about Family Guy, I think about last fall when like the three of us lived on cheese, tortillas, and hot sauce for like a good month.
You mean when Collin's ass was stitched to the futon?
Yeah. And
I thought I was going to start going to class with him.
That same month, I think Family Guy, we started season 1, episode 1, and I would just walk in and go, oh, season 13, running strong.
Yeah.
I don't think it was turned off.
I think it's like the most binge-worthy show only because it doesn't follow an exact story.
Yeah.
Because I feel like once you get a show that follows a story, you can only go so far with it before it's like they're really still going with this.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they milk it to death.
Yeah, like
so.
Family Guy is special because it fucking is just random shit that is just designed to make people laugh. Like nothing else about that show is like pointed towards like lore or anything, really.
Yeah.
Has some good jokes too. Like they're not scared to say something. You
Yeah.
know, like some people.
I know someone who is scared to say something. But
Yeah.
It's no one in here.
No, it's
Yeah.
not in here. It's our little guy.
Yeah.
Little guy.
Yeah.
Some would say under a bridge, little kind of guy. Like trollish.
Yeah.
Like, you know the troll from Dora?
Yeah.
He used to have a
we
mustache.
can't reveal this to the audience. We have to build suspense.
Yeah. You'd know him to see him,
But
though.
yeah. Oh. You'd look at him and go, "Oh, that's who that is."
You'd look at him.
You'll have to do like an insider edition on like how his life is, like being a midget and whatnot. Or sorry, little person. Little
Yeah.
person.
And now he has COVID.
Yeah.
That's probably not good for his body.
Yeah.
Might stun his growth.
We're gonna have to get him some baby aspirin or something
Yeah.
for that. So that's no joke.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Are people like under 5'9" in the at-risk group for COVID?
I feel like it's a disability.
Yeah.
I feel like it is.
Why?
Well, if you think about it, like
You'd be 6'5" if you'd have a hunch in your back.
genetically, like, I feel like shorter people. Actually, no. I think shorter people actually have longer life expectancy.
It's kind of like a dog. You know how like the smaller dogs, like the little chihuahuas, live to like
Yeah.
23, but then
Yeah.
the big dogs like die at 8.
I feel like it's because like since the systems are like wearing down, like there's not as many like areas, I guess, for them to like you know what I'm saying. Like if it's a bigger area, there's more of a chance that something will happen than if
Bigger
it's
target.
smaller.
Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know where you're going
Yeah,
with
I don't
that.
know either.
No,
No, what are you talking
because
about?
if you think your body has to regulate everything that's going on, so if there's
Oh,
more
I
stuff.
thought you meant like if you're walking down an alley and
No,
a random
no,
bullet goes by,
no.
it's more likely to hit a big
No,
person.
I'm saying like as you age, like
Okay.
your life expectancy based upon if you were to die of old age.
Okay.
I feel like I definitely think short people have a longer life expectancy.
I don't know. We're gonna get
We need a fact check down.
Yeah, we're gonna get a lot of
if you
community
think about it,
votes on
like
this
people
one.
that are like 7 foot tall, like they're only supposed to really live to like 50, 60.
Where is this
Yeah.
coming from?
No, that's true. Like all the NBA players that are like
Yeah.
7 foot and above.
They have like a really short life expectancy
They're also
compared
rich,
to.
though. They're also rich.
Well, yeah, when you're rich, you can extend your life basically by keeping your body healthy. But people who aren't rich that are like that tall, they probably won't live they probably won't live to see like 65 probably.
I think honestly, those big people are just they die so quick because they're so stressed about like finding clothes that fit them. Think about if you want a new T-shirt, you
Yeah.
have to go to Big and Tall, the brand that has the big Shack thing.
Yeah, you need a size 17
4-week
shoe.
shipping for a white tee.
You have to go to that Big Dog store. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? They make the big shirts
Yeah.
like Big Dog. I don't
Yeah.
know what it's called, but it has like a little pug logo or
Yeah,
something.
but there's probably like one of those every 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
It's not
I
common.
think they're down at the beach or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, did you hear? I heard this before that if you are a male who is at least 7 feet tall, there's a 17% chance you're in the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how few there
That's
are.
what I'm saying. There's actually a lot of people that are 7 foot tall, and that's what I'm saying that most of those people that aren't rich, like they don't live as long as the people who are like in the NBA where
So-
they can pay to like have their body taken care of, like
Yeah.
they can eat right. Like most of these
What's stopping a poor person from eating right?
people, prices, I guess. Like you're not always going to be able to afford getting healthy food.
A vegetable costs like 50 cents.
Yeah, but when you have to think about when you're 7 foot tall, he's eating 3 times as much as what we would eat.
Okay.
Well, because they have to fuel like the muscle, like their muscles are so much larger than ours that in order to fuel like the basic like requirement for someone that would be like 7 foot tall would be like twice as much as what we need to survive.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you. I have nothing to go off of that.
I mean, do you agree? Like,
Yeah. Well, that and just like all the statistics say like people who are in poverty and like in the lower class, they like always just eat out.
yeah, They always eat like fast food, which is why most of them have lower life expectancy.
So what we do at college.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look at us.
I mean,
we have no money.
we're not wealthy. We're not. If we were on our own, we wouldn't even be middle class. We'd be poor.
At one point, he was rationing taco. You know, like the $5 Taco Bell box. He would get.
It's
that
a good deal.
Yeah, I know, and he would get that
You
and
get a lot of
ration
food,
it for breakfast and lunch, or lunch and dinner.
He had to take out a loan to buy a $5 Miller pitcher at trivia night.
Yeah, he still never paid me back my interest.
There was no interest involved.
He was rationing Little Caesars, like the pie that's like half pepperoni pizza, half breadsticks.
It's $8. You fucking can eat for like 3 days.
You think that'd be $4 a meal?
He'd make the $5 cravings trio last like 8 days.
Yeah. He's like, all right, I can only eat my nachos and chips now.
This is tips and tricks for any poor person listening.
Mm-hmm. Forget the ramen, dude.
Forget ramen. Get Little Caesars pizza. The carbs will keep you energized more than any fucking shit that you're gonna buy from the convenience store for $1.
Have you ever seen the? There's this one like Instagram reel I always see. It's like POV. Poor MFers walk into the fridge to reheat a Little Caesar slice in a glass of water, and it's the video of Buzz Lightyear like all sad looking. That was you for like
but
a month or two.
It worked though. I didn't starve.
You're still there, yeah.
You were in the trenches.
You ever see that Hood Meals guy on TikTok?
Oh yeah. He has like the really dirty ass fucking trailer.
Oh yeah, is that the guy that air fries everything?
Yeah. And his fingernails are long and dirty.
His air fryer is just full of fucking shit, just like cake to the side and like
so like ours last.
And he's always just going.
No, it's like worse. And then he doesn't even have like a plate to like cut shit on. He just puts it on the dirty ass counter. Like there's like literal like dirt on the counter. He just puts the steak down or whatever he's cooking, seasons it, and then just throws it into the air fryer.
Like aggressively
throws it into
like a Gronk spike into the air fryer.
Yeah, I know. I used to see him all the time. Do you guys know Buds and Smokes on TikTok?
No.
It's this dude who it looks like he lives in like a living room like this, but with no furniture, nothing on the walls. Like literally, he has his TV sitting on the floor, always with a game on or something. Like the floor is covered in empty beer bottles and like.
Are you talking about Collin right now?
Yeah.
Are you talking about Collin?
Yeah. No, but then he starts a video and he goes, "Sup, boss? Like, look at all these beers I drank. The beers were talking to me last night."
No,
and
all the
comments are like the peak living experience. This is what it looks like. Like a lawn chair, a TV, and.
You ever seen that video? It's like an older internet video, and it's just a basement full to the brim with beer cans.
Oh yeah.
And then the camera pans up, and he's like, "Hey asshole,
move!" Yeah. You know who that is? That's Tourette's guy. You know Tourette's guy?
No.
Do you know?
No.
Wow. That's like a
Roll the
classic.
T-shirts?
No.
That's not Tourette's.
Tourette's guy is from like the early 2000s.
I know it's like a really old video.
Yeah. No, you've definitely heard it because his stuff is used in so many memes and crap, like his quotes. So
it's kind of crazy, like how deep the internet is now. Like,
and it's
if you think back, like. Yeah, exactly. Like it's barely been like
we've like skimmed the surface of what its potential is. The internet has been like good for like 20 years.
Yeah, maybe.
Not even everyone has had the internet until like the last 10, 15 years.
I know, that blows my mind when people say like they didn't grow up with phones or like a computer.
Like I had a computer. I think I was probably like 7 years old when we got a computer in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was around that age too.
Yeah, and it was like
big
1,000.
Boy.
Yes.
It was a big boy.
Yeah.
That thing could hurt you.
If it fell off the counter, you would have to. You'd have to go to the basement to pick. It would fall through the floor if it fell.
Yeah. No, it's definitely crazy. Like how the technology surrounding the internet has like developed. Just like in like the past like 10. That's why like throughout history, like they always say like the technology. It's somewhat say it's similar. Would you not say it stayed like on like a slowly incline?
You mean like an exponential growth? thing.
Yeah, like I feel like over
like
the,
it took. Yeah, go ahead.
like in the last like few decades, like that's when it like spiked up according to like history and shit.
Well, yeah. Like we have the most technology now than there
Yeah.
ever was in the entire history of the Earth.
It probably took us. Well, or do
We'll
get
we don't
into
know
that.
that. We
But
don't
no,
know.
I
that.
was gonna say it probably took us like 100 years just to figure out how to chisel out a wheel from a rock, and now it's like, yeah, we type something into a chat box and it poops out like a picture of whatever we want.
Yeah, no.
Like-
it's crazy now.
And we did that with the internet in like 20 years.
Like even if you think about like 5 years ago, like I feel like we wouldn't even be able to imagine like what we have for
No.
right now.
And imagine what we're gonna have in 5 years
5
if the
years.
world's not ended by then.
I
From
know
all
it
this
doesn't even take a decade anymore. Like every year, there's some new crazy shit
Every-
that just gets discovered, or
Yeah.
they develop something that's just like unheard of.
Well,
like,
think about like AI. I know it's like everyone's talking about that, it's obvious. But dude, like a year ago, we didn't even have like Chat GPT. Now it's like
that was on,
so widely.
it's on Bing now.
Yeah,
I log
it's
into my
everywhere.
computer. It says use the Chat GPT bot on Bing.
Mhm.
Like
And like every month there's some kind of new advance with that.
Yeah.
Like that's happening really fast. So
No, the craziest thing they did was put that stupid AI bot on your Snapchat.
oh yeah,
That's talk
like,
about AI and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
I wonder why it sent that picture to everybody. You remember that?
Yeah,
I feel like
forget.
they-
I think I saw. it
I
on
feel like
Twitter or
they
something.
might be just testing out the capabilities of what they can really do with that AI, because obviously that's not like a high tech AI. That's like, so if they're letting us use it for free, it's not anything like crazy.
Well, yeah, I was telling you guys about that the other day. Like the weapon technology that we know the military has
Oh, yeah,
publicly, they
yeah,
have so much
10
worse.
times.
Oh,
So
yeah,
if the AI that's available for people to cheat on their college essays, like our U.S. intelligence people have
Oh, yeah.
something so much scarier
Oh, yeah.
than that already. That's
They
not-
definitely have things that are basically explaining to them how to develop new technology.
yeah.
Because obviously as humans we can only recall so much information, so that's why it takes so many people to develop something that is like brand new technology. But I feel like with AI, since it has the knowledge to like take all the information that has ever been recorded on the internet and within like milliseconds basically generate a response to like they could literally be asking the whatever AI that the government's using, they could be asking like, what can we do to improve this, and it'll give them like an instantaneous response that actually will work.
Yeah.
Dude, but my question is like, how advanced could we possibly get if like we're already like, you know what I mean? Like,
I feel like there's
what will be around when we're like,
I feel like there's a
50.
limit to advancement until monetary issues aren't a problem.
what do you mean by that?
Because if someone can make money off something, there's always going to be like corruption with it. Like there's always going to be like some underlying factor to like making money off of some, like throughout history, like everybody's always wanted to make money. That's like the main goal of like human life in like the last like 100 years.
So how will
basically.
money though stop like advancing technology? Like what are you trying to get at?
Because people want to try to control it for themselves and then regulate it to the public and then basically make millions of dollars off of.
Well, I have a question about technology and money then. You think the government's going to go to a cashless society?
I mean, it's already like.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll ever be completely, because there's always going to be some form of like physical currency. I think, but already,
I feel
like I don't use cash for anything really.
I feel like it's going to be.
You never open a bar tab. You're always just
No,
paying cash.
okay, the bar, I love using cash.
Why?
Because
It's easy.
It's
yeah.
easier to throw it on my tab.
No, but I don't like leaving a tab. I like.
Close the tab.
I know I'll forget to
Close the
it.
tab.
I forgot to close the tab at my bar at home.
And what'd they do?
We went back and I closed it, but
So you didn't forget to close it then?
I don't know. I just like using cash at the bar.
I definitely think that they're aiming towards cashless society, because even when Bitcoin was like at its peak, right? Like where it was at like that $75,000 mark.
Mm-hmm.
The government was experimenting with trying to use a cryptocurrency that had the same exact rate as the dollar. Like it was the same exact like cross like currency. When if you traded it, it would be worth an exact dollar. It was called like a stable coin.
Dude, how did Bitcoin even come around though? Like, how is a virtual coin worth money?
It's all based on like the blockchain theory, which I don't know too much about, but from like my understanding is like if it's basically like if people put money into it, then it'll be worth more money. Like that's basically like
That could be any. You can invest in a property.
Well, yeah, that's why NFTs existed for like 2 years.
I was gonna ask about NFTs. Like, whatever happened to them? Like the Bored Ape ones or whatever.
They're all worth like $1.
Dude, I saw Logan Paul bought one
people,
for like $1.7 million. Now it's worth like $5,000.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. Like the whole NFT shit was just so like.
I was like
that,
a scam.
That was. Well, yeah, most of it was a scam. Like a lot of those celebrities made those things.
Yeah,
they just finessed people.
Every like B-list celebrity had a fucking NFT brand. Or
Dude, I never understood like what you could just screenshot it and pretend like.
It's just so that the people that are running the like whatever brand of NFT, they make so much more money if people think that their product is like rare, basically.
I sort of understood where NFTs were coming from, but okay, let's say you buy a video game, right? Like you buy it digitally and you own the game. Mm-hmm. You can play it with your friends. Like that is you buying something that's just not real. It's just on a TV screen. So an NFT is similar that way, but a video game you get to sit down and play. That NFT, like you said, you could screenshot it. So I understand owning something digitally, or like with CS:GO knives and junk like that. I kind of understand that, but the fact that the NFT owning it gives you no more value than to resell it. Like if I want that picture, I can have that picture.
Yeah, but dude, like look at it this way: like you could buy an NFT virtually and then sell it. But like if you buy a digital copy of a game, you can't sell that digital copy.
Yeah.
But if you buy a physical copy, you could sell it. So like, how does that like? I don't even know if that makes any sense. But like, how does that hold any value or anything?
Yeah.
Like,
it's also like the same thing with paintings too. Like you could the having like that physical copy of something definitely has like more value to people than owning a digital thing, which is why I don't think NFTs worked.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was
because there's physically one hand painted thing.
Yeah.
Unless it's like screen printed or whatever. But like I
guess that's sort of an analogy too. Like the Mona Lisa is the most famous painting in the world. Yeah. I could print that out and hang it on my wall and have the same picture.
Yeah.
But that one
you could have someone paint it for you.
Yeah, that one wasn't painted.
It's just not the OG.
Yeah. So that's kind of, I guess, the theory behind NFTs, but look what happened. It obviously didn't work.
I never bought into it, so it doesn't matter to me.
That was like I think that was my third episode of this podcast, was that me just complaining about NFTs.
Really?
Yeah. But, yeah, look what happened to them. So,
whatever.
It's crazy to think about that's the point in history that we got to, where we're selling digital photos
of like a monkey.
Yeah. Literally,
it was called Bored Ape or something, wasn't it?
Yes. Or like I forget what rapper it was. He bought like an NFT of Kobe Bryant and then had it put on a little screen on a chain, and then it would spin around, and it's like I could buy that same little screen and have the exact same picture of Kobe. So.
It's honestly like crazy. Like that's why I think that like now society has gotten like so comfortable that we're just doing shit that doesn't make any sense.
Well, yeah, and think about it too. All that NFT junk was in like the middle of COVID, and everyone was going a little bit insane.
Yeah,
and
everything was
everyone was broke. So it's like, fine, I'll buy the picture of the monkey. Let's see. Everyone was going.
Yeah, but if I'm broke, I'm not buying a picture.
Well,
everything was going.
Well, yeah, if you're broke, then like obviously you might be a little bit skeptical. But the way that people were talking about it, the way people were posting online saying, "Oh, I sold my NFT for $200,000 and I bought it for $5,000."
That's like propaganda.
Do you guys remember the stock market thing with like GameStop and AMC and stuff?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
dude, I wonder, like, what's stopping people from doing that again? Because it worked that time. They banned that Reddit community, like Wall Street Bets or whatever.
Yeah.
But why hasn't that been done since? Because people made a crap ton of money off that. I actually opened a separate bank account and I was going to buy some of it, but I never did. But because by that time it was kind of like past.
Coming back.
But like that, they legitimately manipulated the market and screwed over a bunch of big financial people.
Yeah, and I get mad about
they
that.
They could do that anytime they want.
Yeah.
So I don't know why that hasn't been done since.
Yeah, they got mad because
people
people
like
screwed the big companies,
Yeah.
but then nobody ever bats an eye when the big companies screw.
I can't believe, like, okay, they can ban that Reddit community, but there's a billion dudes in their basements who don't go outside, who are on the dark web and stuff, who could start a community there and never be traced and do it again. So I can't believe that hasn't happened again. I don't know.
I'm surprised, honestly.
Yeah,
that it hasn't.
because they basically said, look, we can get a few thousand people together and kind of overthrow our whole economy, and it hasn't happened since. That's kind of weird.
I feel like there might be a conspiracy, but I feel like there might be some measures in place to prevent something like that happening again.
I just don't know what that would be, because I don't know what that would be. Because you can't.
Knows?
Those guys could easily start a anonymous community somewhere, and you can't say, you can't buy stocks now. Like, that's shutting down the free market.
Well,
you can't buy and sell. Like,
honestly, if you think about it, there probably are communities on the dark web that still do that, just on smaller scale.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if they do it on too large of a scale, look what happened. It made national news.
Yeah,
Like GameStop and AMC were getting hiked up on their stock. But if you think about it, if you do it on a smaller scale, you'll still make a shit ton of money.
No, that's a good point. I bet it's probably happening. We just don't know it. It's just not public anymore.
Yeah.
Now it's all under wraps, I guess.
That's like the reason all stocks move, is because when somebody buys more of it, the price goes up.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely does still happen.
Yeah.
But they might just not account for it being as significant.
Yeah. And we've all seen all your favorite Congress people.
Well,
they do insider trading. They know where it's going to move.
That's ridiculous.
Well, when your salary is $200K and your house is worth over $2 million, then obviously
you're one of your houses.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you're
Your
Nancy Pelosi, then you're 5 houses.
Yeah. They're all. Yeah.
Well, people get into politics to make money. They're not in there to fucking really help anybody, except for maybe like some of the younger people that are in right now. Because I feel like as you get older,
What younger people? Like who?
like some of the younger people
Like
in
your buddy
in
AOC?
Congress. No, she definitely makes a little bit of money off the stocks. I guarantee that.
Well, yeah, didn't she wear like some designer dress to?
Oh yeah, she wore. I forget how
Didn't
much
she
money
make
was.
clothes and start selling them for like $70?
Like
Oh
her whole
my
thing
God.
is like socialism, but then she's dropping a merch.
And it was
line.
like tax
That-
the rich or something.
Yeah.
And she is the rich.
Yeah.
I think that whole thing is funny, where all those politicians say tax the rich. Meanwhile, they're literally in the top 1% of all earners across the United States.
She's too young to be president.
Honestly,
too young to run.
I think so.
It's 45. She's not 30.
No, I thought it's 35.
35.
Oh, is it 30?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, I think I'm like convinced that there are some people in politics that are like undercover for one party, but really are trying to like help the other side.
Like who's an example?
Like,
Well, I mean, if you want an obvious one, Mitt Romney is technically a Republican, but he...
yeah. I'm trying to
Or
think of like a good
or
example.
maybe
like,
they just have like bipartisan views.
No, I'm not even saying like people that are more moderate. I'm saying people that are make themselves look so stupid that they're paid by the other side to do that. Like the whole AOC thing, dropping a merch line about socialism. That is like the biggest contradiction.
I also...
And it also it just makes the other side look better. It makes I don't know.
I feel... Well, let me ask you this, because I saw this theory the other day, that... So basically, every theory that is more like internet-based, it was released anonymously, like say it was like leaked information, right? What if that is just stuff that the government was like, okay, we'll let them have this, so that way they don't question what we're really doing?
Oh yeah, there's definitely like cover stories. Like,
Yeah,
let's
not even just like cover stories, just like they're like, it's okay. So basically, if you think about like the entire U.S. population, they probably want to like know shit about the government, right? So the government, in order to like keep that like social like restfulness, like to kind of keep everybody sane, they sometimes just allow these things to leak.
No,
so
I
that,
can see that.
so that people don't really they don't really go into depth like in what they're really doing.
Mm-hmm. You have to let some stuff spill.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
if there's nothing, then people are not gonna trust you.
Yeah.
People already don't trust you, but like at least they think, oh, we know this about the government, so we have a one-up on them. But in reality, you don't know anything really.
Isn't it wild that there was a time where like just nobody questioned anything?
The government,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, like,
but I think
like
that
back when there
that's
were
technology. That's the
Oh
influence
yeah,
of technology.
Yeah, back like when there were just a bunch of monarchies over in Europe and stuff. Whatever your king says goes.
Yeah.
You don't quite like.
And the people that did just
The people that did,
they got killed. Or something.
Yeah,
Dude,
but like,
politics aside, though, like speaking about like, I guess not politics aside, but like think about like there's like what 350 million, 340 million Americans, and how many people are in China?
1.3 billion.
Exactly, like that's
think
think there's a lot of people in America.
China. Think about India.
Yeah.
India is smaller than
That's-
China.
And I'm saying, like,
It's
think
not
about that. We
bad,
think
it
there's
is.
a lot of people in America. Times that by 4, and that's how many people are in that country.
I know.
And think about like politics then.
You
and
know,
stuff.
if you
That's
like,
crazy.
if you draw like a circle that like has like part of China, part of India, and like the other countries in between, like I saw it. It was like 50% of the world's population.
Yeah, in
lives
that small
here.
area.
Here, yeah.
And in the 50, like that's crazy to me.
And what's even crazier is that's even with China doing that whole thing where you couldn't keep a daughter if it was your firstborn or whatever.
Or you
had to kill off. You basically could have like one child,
Yeah.
and it had to be a son.
Yeah.
I don't know why over there is the most populated. I mean, I don't know all the history there, but you would think that it would be like where humanity
Yeah, like
originated.
Africa. Like
yeah,
part of Africa.
we're not
they say,
from
like,
it. We're not originally from there.
Yeah.
Why is it not where we were originally
Exactly.
from?
No, I agree.
It might just be the perfect storm of like that's where good crops grow and I don't know.
How about this though? I definitely think that Africa, like the whole continent, was definitely thriving a lot more earlier on in history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like way more than like we are right now, like money wise.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
think
yeah.
about like Mansa Musa, like the richest man in the world supposedly, but so like I feel like that whole area, when if you go back like hundreds of years, the climate was completely like different. Like how the earth was, like the pollution effects, everything was different. So if it might have been like a thriving area for like crops and stuff like that to like start civilization, like way better than what we have like what we had in like Europe and China.
Well, yeah, some people from Africa decide let's go north and go into Europe and spread out, get better technology up there, and then come back and basically milk Africa, enslave them. Like Africa is probably the most screwed over place on earth.
Well, the thing is,
like
also
Africa's been abused in every way.
Yeah.
I feel like imaginable.
Africa also kind of abused itself because it started doing it started its own form of slavery even before like they had they even had any contact with the outside of the continent, because like they were basically enslaving each other, and like there would be like some rich man someone would be in debt to him, so then you would become his servant in order to pay off the debt.
Well, yeah, and weren't the slaves that like went over to the Americas and stuff? Weren't they sold by their own people?
It was by those rich people
Yeah.
who had those servants, and they said, "Well, I can make a lot more money just selling you off than I would if you worked to pay off your debt."
Yeah.
Which is why that whole trade started, because they were basically getting these people for nothing. Like,
Yeah.
no money really.
It's interesting.
It definitely is. Like just that whole concept in general of just shipping people
Yeah, that's crazy.
overseas.
That is crazy.
And if you think about like the technology at that time on like just like naval like
Dude, you're just like riding a boat, and like they still think the world's flat back then. Like you think like we could fall off the earth at any time. They're probably thinking,
dude. Say what you want about Columbus, but you have to have some balls for
Yeah.
that, man.
Yeah.
If he did nothing else good,
yeah,
dude.
You're sitting on a journey. You don't even know if you're going basically the right way.
Yeah,
dude, didn't he?
And then he lands and he thinks
thought
he's
he was
in
in
Japan.
Yeah, he thinks he's
Yeah.
around the world, but
Yeah, that's why they
doesn't
called
know.
him Indians.
Yeah,
Because he thought he was in India. So, and wasn't that the original plan? Was to go to
something
India?
like a faster
It was
trade
to-
route
it was
for
for-
Because he
spices
was
or
going for
something.
spices.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow,
That's great. Like, I just can't believe that the technology was just so bad at the time that they just didn't.
dude, it
know.
was wooden boats like
Like-
crossing the ocean. You know how big the ocean is?
yeah,
And this is also like hundreds of years after like civilization had already been established, and they're still just using like wooden boats and basically going off of like
that's wild.
just pure guess.
Dude, you couldn't pay me. I don't know how much they paid Columbus for his efforts, but that you couldn't pay me that.
Dude, think about how many boats are like lost though.
And didn't they sail
Oh,
on
yeah.
3 ships, or were those the only 3 that made it? Did they have more? I don't know.
You talk about the Mayflower?
Yeah,
Uh,
There
That
only-
wasn't Columbus, was it?
No, that was I thought.
yeah, wasn't that?
the Pinta Maria or whatever?
Yeah,
Santa
like the
Maria.
Mayflower, the
Santa
Santa
Maria,
Maria,
the
and like
Mayflower
the,
and-
the pinto bean or something.
Yeah, some
The
other
jumping bean.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bean.
Mayflower gets all the credit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
That was Columbus?
Yeah, 1492. Didn't he sail the ocean blue? Is that how it goes?
When they taught the Indians how to plant corn.
I thought no, didn't.
That was the
Indi-
Pilgrims were on the Mayflower.
with Columbus, wasn't it?
No, well, no. Columbus landed. No,
Can we
he went.
fact
He was
check
in the
this?
I don't
Bahamas.
know.
He went to the Bahamas first.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, don't fact check.
There was no correlation.
No, anything we
When
take-
the colonists,
This is the no.
the
Don't.
colonists landed on Plymouth Rock.
Yeah,
That's in
So
like
that's-
Virginia or something.
Yeah.
that's in Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah.
I
It's-
think.
yeah.
I think we have no clue what we're talking about right
I
now.
don't know.
No, originally he went to the Bahamas. Originally he was
Welcome
in
to
the
the show.
Bahamas
Yeah.
and
There's
basically
your show.
thought that was India.
Yeah. Shoot, I was gonna say something.
Me too.
Oh no! Didn't the Native Americans teach them how to do corn?
Yeah, they.
Well, it was the other way around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
because
threw a
they
fish
had
in the hole.
maize.
Yeah,
They had
Yeah.
maize.
Yeah,
So
that
that
maize is
was
corn.
like their
Yeah.
main like crop.
Maize is
but
corn.
it was called maize back then. It
It's
wasn't
the same
called
thing.
corn.
And they taught them horses and stuff.
And it was also
Isn't it
No,
crazy?
they brought horses over. Horses were not in America.
also
I thought it was the
No.
other way.
no.
Horses
Hor-
were not in America, and like rats and mice were not. They came over on the boats.
You know that doesn't make any sense because like the climate in Europe is the same as it is here. So why were horses not here too? You're telling me none of them wanted to gallop this way?
I don't know, dude.
They could have crossed the land bridge.
Dude, I know like England or like Europe didn't even have like pumpkin or squash. It came from us, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you honestly the way that we describe those crops now, they're like they were nothing. They didn't look anything like that back then.
Oh, everything's genetically modified now. Like, yeah, they say like carrots are supposed to look like
That's why I'm calling
your
it
fingers
maize
or something.
That's
Now
why
they look like a.
That's why I'm calling it maize, not corn, because corn is like the fucking like basically like robust, like it has like all the
Corn's the
bubbles
good
on it.
stuff that you can make.
Back then, it definitely did
High
not
fructose
look
corn
like
syrup.
that.
Dude, I know. Like they say, like watermelon didn't used to look like that. Like it was not
was
all
full of
red.
seeds.
Yeah, but now it's like we can make a cube watermelon.
Yeah,
with
we can
seeds.
make. You can now make a watermelon that is in the head, like a shape of
Donald
Trump's
Trump's head. Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, I saw that someone grew a pumpkin. In
dude, you
Trump's
ever see
head.
that? Like how they just grow big pumpkins and put like
that-
sand to
the
move
square,
it. And
like
stuff.
you just said, the square watermelons that started in China. They
Yeah,
started just
so
doing
they can stack
square.
'em.
Yeah, so they could stack them. Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
everything was just so much like more different. Like because they don't even teach us like what it really like looked like, because it's only like handwritten accounts that they're not gonna fucking.
Yeah,
put
you're
into,
not
like-
gonna see like an Instagram post.
You know
Like
what?
a corn.
You know what I want to know? When are we gonna take a penguin up to the North Pole? Why have we not done that yet?
Well,
'Cause
according to
Santa's-
the government, there's no land. There's no land at
Yeah.
the North Pole.
Because the elves would
no,
chase
there.
the
You can
penguins.
take him like to Siberia and Greenland.
Yeah, I guess.
Is there polar bears up there?
So there's actually
Maybe the polar bears would eat them.
Let me hear your thoughts on this. So some people think that in the North Pole, so they look at like the wind charts, like you know how it shows like how the wind, like you know like even on like cars, so they show the aerodynamics
Yeah.
of it, like it shows the wind maps of basically if there's like landmass, then you'll see like the wind like split off and go whatever. So at like the top, like at the North Pole, people think that there's this giant like rock there because the wind patterns around the tip.
Santa's workshop.
Yeah.
But people think that that's why.
That's the barn
No,
for the reindeer.
Listen to this.
Going
Listen to
around.
this though. People think that it's a massive magnetic rock, and that's why all compasses point north. That's why they think.
Isn't that proven or something?
It's
why
not.
a compass
It's a
works.
theory.
There's the North and South Pole. Like,
Yeah,
No,
but-
because there's,
no, but at
on
the
the
North
map
Pole,
there is
it's-
no land. It would have to be a massive rock in order for all compasses across the world for it to point towards it. It would have to be
so
a
why
massive.
do they though then?
Well, that's basically like there. I don't know how to exactly explain it.
You could explain how magnets work a billion times. That makes no sense. It's just
Yeah.
one of those things to me.
Like,
Well,
I think
doesn't
more-
a magnet have a north and south side, like a positive and negative side? Maybe that's why compasses point towards the north because it's like positive and the south's like negative or something. Because there's like an axis.
But why does
because
a piece of metal
Earth-
just know that?
Earth
though?
has
How did
like
they come up with that?
Earth
Yeah,
has
I
like
don't know.
electromagnetivity that goes like around the planet. So like we have like our own like electromagnetic fields, which is why we don't get like damaged by the sun, because all like the sun flares, they just go around us basically because of our field.
Yeah, I think
So
it's
that's what they think is why basically like compasses have that north pointing, like electromagnetic fields. I don't know the exact explanation.
so.
of
Do you
it.
mean a rock like under the ocean?
It could be. Because
Yeah.
if you think about it, water levels have risen. Like they're going off accounts of like sailors in like the 1600s, basically.
Yeah.
Like they could be real accounts. They could just be completely fabricated. But some people think that there's a massive magnetic rock at the tip, like at the top of the Earth, basically.
Yeah. That would be a big freaking rock. That'd be bigger than the one they use in Breaking Bad to what was it they had to do?
The rock?
No, with the big magnet.
Oh, there's
had-
a computer with
Oh,
evidence
yeah.
inside the lockup room, so they set up like a big
Yeah.
magnet and drove next to it and it pulled all the shit.
Maybe that's why compasses point north.
What about the bottom of the Earth and how you say Antarctica? And there's
Oh, you mean
Well,
the entrance to Hollow Earth?
yeah. Is
Yeah.
that what it's called?
I don't think Hollow Earth is logical enough. Theory
No, but there's
because-
stuff in Antarctica. You remember
Or
last
even
year I was
the-
going to do a whole episode. Like I did like hours of research, but I never made the episode.
Some people even think, this is just purely like theory, that Antarctica is actually just a wall around us, right? And that
Well, around who?
So, like a wall around what we know is our Earth, right? So the theory is like it's like a flat Earth theory, but there's also other theories that say that the Earth is actually much bigger than we think. It's still a sphere, but it's actually much larger than we know. So people think like there's extra continents beyond like Antarctica.
What?
If our world, like if you think about our world right now, how like if it was a sphere, right?
What do you mean if it's a sphere? It is a sphere.
Okay,
The
since
world
it's
is a sphere.
But I'm saying that per the theory, I'm not saying I'm
Oh.
agreeing with it. I'm saying
Okay.
that the Earth would actually be bigger. So we're technically still in a sphere. We're on a sphere, but we're just
Yeah.
a part. Like that's why we still see curvature, because we're still on a sphere. But there might be people think that if you go beyond Antarctica during like a certain month of the year, or like a certain like time period of the year where the ice starts to like melt due to like the sun being closer to Earth, that you can go through and there's other like continents
like
beyond
another
that.
portal.
Kinda. But there's like a continent, the what they call the eighth continent
With
is
iron
called
pigment.
it's called Thoth, is what they
Gas.
think it is.
No, isn't it? There's a map that says like that's where Atlantis is. Too,
Yeah, because
which,
people say like if you think about like Greek mythology, there's all these like places that like obviously don't exist.
What do you mean obviously don't exist? Maybe they're
They
at this
in
point.
Greek mythology where they talk about these places that are just completely like they're not real.
Mhm.
Like Hades?
Not necessarily that, but like just like
Okay.
mythologic, like
yeah.
not. I'm not saying like gods or anything. I'm not saying like that. I'm saying
Greek
like,
mythology is the gods.
I'm saying not Greek mythology gods. I'm saying like the places that they talk about, like
Like the Trojan horse.
No, that's real. That was a real thing that happened in Greece. But people.
No,
people
I know
think,
what you're talking.
People
Like,
think that
I don't know what you're talking.
even like people say Eden might be a continent that exists.
Eden's not Greek mythology.
I'm saying I'm not saying it's Greek mythology.
You just said you were talking.
I'm saying
we're
that
just
they're-
talking about like those,
I'm saying that they're-
like those locations that are like in myth. and
Oh,
crap like
yes,
that.
Oh, so Genesis is a
locational
myth.
areas.
The book of Genesis is a myth. Okay.
No, I'm talking about in Greek mythology, which
Greek
is a
Eden,
term.
the Garden of Eden is not Greek mythology.
I'm not talking about. I'm not saying the Garden of Eden is Greek mythology.
You just said you were.
I'm saying that on top of, like, in addition to those places in Greek mythology
Okay.
and all mythology, like around the entire Earth, because
Mhm.
every continent basically has their own idea of what, like, gods exist and what places exist. But so they say that there might be like a continent called Eden that exists out there outside of the wall. Like, if our Earth was larger, and that there might be like continents that are bigger than like Africa, or like any other continent, like just 3 times, 10 times the size of them.
Mhm. The thing I think is shady about Antarctica, and it's the reason why I kind of do believe there's stuff going on down there, whatever it may be, is because, first of all, you can't just, like, Antarctica is not technically owned by anybody. If you want to go to Antarctica, there's like a crazy,
There's a
like,
waiting period.
oh, there's like a crazy vetting process. You have to do tons of paperwork and all this stuff.
Well, unless you're Will Smith and you just want to take a little
Yeah.
hike across.
Yeah.
What
But
did he do?
He technically walked across Antarctica, but he walked across the 2 shortest points that connect on the north side. Like, if you look at a map, like the north side of Antarctica, the 2 shortest points.
I never heard that.
Me either.
That's what they call, like, people hike across Antarctica. But obviously, if you fucking hiked like that
Oh, it's
that
yeah, you
ice
know,
mass, like, if you want to say it's just a big block of ice or whatever, to walk across
No one
that,
could survive
it would be it wouldn't be possible.
Why
Because
Will Smith?
it's just like celebrities and shit.
He had
Like,
to
they
get
just
away
decide-
after he slapped.
like
her.
people that climb
Keep my
Everest and
wife's
shit.
name.
Yeah. Someone said, "Do you want to go backpacking in Europe?" And he said, "No, not in Europe."
But also, like, people can't go across the center. Yeah. Like, people can't go across the center. Like, they can't go to the
No,
center.
no.
You can go to the center of the North Pole, right? Though.
There's no
water.
Well, it's water,
It is?
technically. Yes. There's no land that's supposed to be there.
So Santa lives underwater.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So
does Mrs. Never mind.
no, but what I was saying was, you have to do all this paperwork if you want to visit, but it's owned by nobody and there's nothing there.
Well, a couple
so
of
if
countries have
it's
parts
really
of it.
just
12,
if it's really just a block of ice, why do they care so much? And
12
why isn't it? You're telling me that whenever we were like in a battle with Russia to dominate the world during the Cold War, neither nation that's trying to prove their superiority to their own country was like, well, let's go get the one continent that's not owned by anybody and
I think
hold
it is
that
owned by
down.
people. It's owned
It's
by a
not
couple
owned.
countries.
It's not owned.
They have, like,
signed,
pieces
12
of it.
countries signed a treaty
Yeah.
that they would not
Colonize it, kind
colonize.
of. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, America doesn't have a part of that.
But instead of doing that,
They probably got written in, honestly.
Well, no, they can get a piece if they want, but they never did. I think.
nobody thought, yeah, let's go get something here on Earth. They said, let's go to the moon. We don't even own all of this place yet. Why?
We don't even
Well, that's
know.
you could say the same thing like with the bottom of the ocean. We
Well-
know more about outer space than our own oceans.
The reason why
Yeah.
the ocean is so hard to explore is just because of pressure. Because if you think about it in space, there's no pressure really pushing in on you because it's
Yeah,
just...
there is. If you get out of your spacesuit, your head will implode.
Well, that's because it's a vacuum.
So that is pressure then.
No, it's
No.
like the opposite.
It's the opposite
it's
of
the opposite
pressure.
of pressure. Like, you know how in a movie when there's a hole in the spaceship and the guy just gets sucked out?
Yeah.
That's like the opposite of pressure.
Uh,
The pressure would
It's like
be in your spaceship.
Like if you think about like the Titan sub, like with
That
like
imploded,
pressure
yeah.
and balance, like that's when like that's why like all the pressure that was on top of them was due to the water.
but I'm like saying, like we were talking about technology earlier. Like you're telling me we're advanced enough to fly a rocket ship to a moon, but we're not advanced enough to go into our ocean.
I think it's because we haven't discovered an element that's strong enough yet.
I think it's because we have no purpose to be down there, but we do have a purpose to be out in outer space. You know what I mean?
Kinda, yeah. Like, we could go explore the ocean and find a new shark or something, but like...
What is that? What is that sort
Yeah.
of purpose? Okay, big deal, there's a new shark.
Yeah.
But you could go to Mars or something and claim that.
I also think that the advancement of civilization is like mastering your planet, basically.
Oh, yeah. No,
Like,
I don't think leaving
if you fully
Earth is good.
understand your planet, then you'll have more technology to fully understand other planets. Because if you think if we go to another planet, right, we don't even fully understand our planet, and we didn't for like hundreds, thousands of years. Like we didn't understand like our whole planet. So we're gonna go to another planet that we know nothing about, basically, other than pictures and video. And then they think we're just gonna like colonize it. Like I don't believe that.
Here's my thing. I talked about this last summer when I talked about going to Mars and why I think it's like a really stupid idea. Humans are of the Earth. This is our natural home. We've always lived here. If you take a group of humans, and you put them on another planet, let's say Mars, and you raise a few generations of kids, those humans there are going to have like nothing in common with Earth humans.
Well,
Obviously,
they're
they're
gonna
gonna be twice
change,
as tall.
No, they're going to change mentally. They're going to change physically. Their brain structure is going to be different. If you took humans off the Earth and put them on another planet that's not exactly like Earth, like physically with the same elements and stuff, they would turn into aliens.
Yeah.
Literally,
just based
those
on-
would be aliens.
Just based on like gravity alone.
Yes. Yeah.
Like that alone would like alter.
There's no drinkable water. There's no trees. There's no.
Well, some people think that on Mars all the water is frozen underneath the surface. They think that all the water is basically just frozen lakes underneath, like, because obviously Mars has been hit by like asteroids because it doesn't have an atmosphere like how we have.
Yeah.
I think that if there was water on Mars, it's definitely underneath the surface.
Yeah, and okay, you melt the water so you can drink it. They're still going to turn into aliens.
Well, there's also not a guarantee that it's like water that we can drink too.
Yeah, or you're going to release the scariest disease that's been trapped under there for a billion years. Like, no, I can't believe it's not being considered by Elon Musk and all these crazy space nut people that if you take humans off of Earth, they're not going to be humans anymore after a few generations. Those are going to be aliens to us. Yeah. And then you go to the theory, if there are aliens out there, are those just humans that left a long time ago?
Well, some people think that Mars might have already been previously colonized. Maybe not by humans, maybe by another race. Because the soil on the planet is rich in xenon. Do you know what that is?
Does it look like
is that from like Spider-Man?
No, it's from nuclear bombs, basically. The byproduct of nuclear bombs, one of the byproducts is xenon. And the soil on Mars is just like rich in it. And like rich means like 95% of like whatever soil like test that they did with the rover, it had a shit ton of xenon in it, which it could be naturally occurring.
So what you're saying is Oppenheimer might be a sequel.
There might be in a couple hundred years.
We might have to release the prequel.
The prequel?
Yeah.
To Oppenheimer.
On Mars.
Yeah. With this information.
Yeah, like everything you just said.
Yeah, I got that part.
Just a thought. Get to work, Nolan.
I'm sure he's watching.
What I can't, yeah.
What's up?
What's crazy to me is like talk about outer space and stuff, but like, can you imagine like Elon Musk, like one of the richest people in the world, and he's investing his money in outer space. Like he could be investing in anything, and he's choosing outer space.
I think he's kind of an idiot a lot of the time. Like some of the stuff he does is kind of cool.
Yeah, I like when he tweets like a meme or something, but like I don't know what he's doing. You know what I mean?
I can't believe that. Okay, if you actually want to send people to Mars, the only thing they're considering is like, how are we going to set up the cool looking dome? you're not considering like humans are gonna not be okay there. Like they're
no.
like that's not even. It's like, oh, how are we gonna get Tesla to be able to drive on the surface of bro? Those are gonna be aliens.
That's
like you're not thinking about the real stuff that would happen.
I don't even think it's like really logical for us to leave though, because
No.
like we have all the resources that we need right here that are basically perfectly fit that we can survive.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna go somewhere else to try to make that place exactly like Earth. And then you could say like pollution is gonna like cause like some catastrophic shit to happen. But like what we have here is
It's
a
where
thousand-
it's where we're supposed to be.
yeah, it's
like,
1,000 times better than anywhere else we could be, or anywhere else like in the solar system that we could be. And
Yeah.
we can't even get to anywhere outside of the solar system in a
Yeah.
manned craft.
Let's say humans do sadly destroy the earth with pollution, whatever. Boo-hoo. But that, to me, that's a better outcome than trying it somewhere. Like, you're not gonna.
It's like a full reset on.
Yeah, you're not gonna have luck out there. Sorry, dude.
That's why I think that mastering your planet first, like fully understanding how everything works on your planet, is the next step
I feel like
to
that's
getting
the only
into
step.
outer space. Like
Yeah.
getting to colonize another planet, you have to. It's basically like a video game. Like you have to finish this mission in order to really understand what you're gonna fucking do in the next mission.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like that's the only step. Because, like, let's say we have a perfect utopia on Earth, we master our planet, that we would have no reason to ever explore. Like,
just prestige and then start over.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we'd have to unlock all the attachments to our guns again. And, like, the thing is, too, I feel like the whole, like, space travel thing, like, wanting to go explore and, like, land on other planets, that's, like, a very human greed interest. Like,
Humans are so curious for absolutely no reason. Like, it's in our nature to want to know something.
yeah, or to want more. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we've already done it here. Let's go get another planet. Like, we don't need one, but
It's all basically greed, to be
Yeah.
honest. Everything is greed nowadays.
Yeah.
And honestly, it always has been
Yeah.
greed. Because even if you go back to, like, Egypt, everything was greed. Like, gold, like,
yeah,
having riches, being an emperor or being a king. Like, that was, like, the prominent, like, thing that you could be.
mm-hmm.
Everything was about money.
Everything's still about money.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
It's-
saying.
we've always been this
we've
way.
always-
Like
That's how humans are. We're just greedy, curious little creatures that exist
Yeah.
on one planet.
And I think you could argue that's how, like, all life on Earth is. Like, people want to say, oh, humans are the most terrible beings here. We're not any more terrible than a pack of lions who have a leader. We just are more powerful enough that we can use it to destroy the planet with pollution.
yeah, but like the planet wouldn't be destroyed by animals.
That's what I'm saying. The only reason
Well,
we can do that is
It's
because we're better
we,
than
we
the
actually have the
animals.
ability to, like, use cognitive thinking, and they
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, but, like, those animals are probably just as greedy for power and
You think?
status in their own worlds as we are. We just have a bigger world at our hands, you know? So,
Well, I mean, if you
Like,
think
when
about it,
peop-
the dinosaurs fucked it up too. They got fucking blown up by a rock, so.
yeah. Like,
I think that was out of
Yeah.
control.
when people want to, I don't necessarily buy the whole, like, humans are a parasite to Earth. Like, on paper, yes, but we are just an upgraded version of what other animals would be if they had
Yeah.
that kind of power. Like, a
Which
pack
I-
of wolves has a leader.
I think it's weird
Like-
how there hasn't been another species that has gotten to the point where it's intelligent enough to have their own, like, obviously animals have their own, like, language where they communicate to each other, but, like, have their own ability to, like, conceptualize what else is going on around them other than, like, instinctual, like, behavior.
Yeah.
Because maybe humans, maybe there was one way back when, and humans got the better of them, and they took over, and now
maybe.
Hey, the winners write history.
yeah. Well, if you think
The
about it,
winners write history.
if you think about it, Neanderthals, they existed at the same time as, like, Homo sapiens, and Neanderthals tried to interbreed with Homo sapiens, and then they got fucking wiped out too.
Yeah, they got squad wiped.
Mm-hmm.
If
They got mollywopped.
I was just gonna say that they got mag dumped.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're past the hour mark, if you can
Damn.
believe that. So I don't want to go too long. So we might have to have a part 2 down the
Part
road.
2.
So I feel like there's a lot of topics we could still cover, but
Yeah.
I don't want to make a 3-hour episode.
Yeah, no.
I can't.
So I
I
can't even
can't.
listen to myself for
This
3
isn't
hours.
Joe Rogan.
No.
We're
Yeah.
gonna-
No. If I look at the YouTube statistics, like a 35-minute episode, the average watch time is like 3 minutes. So
It's also because everybody's so fucking like the attention span
Yeah.
is became so
Maybe just throw like a
short.
Subway Surfers video, and
Yeah.
I would be addicted to it. So
the YouTube video views on my channel might say 30 views, but there's probably one person that actually watched the whole thing, and it's you. So,
I believe that.
but anyway,
Shout out to me in the future watching this one.
Anyway, that's Tyler. That's Collin. I am David. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next week. Anything you guys want to plug real quick? Any last words?
I don't have anything to plug.
We're gonna plug Zen, chill, the best flavor that you can get.
Nothing, Tyler?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't chase clout.
Yeah.
I don't do anything for clout or fame.
Cloud chases you.
Yeah, I'm not like J. Cole.
Okay. Goodbye.